The experience in Mexico was wonderful. Obviously, Chapultepec is one of the elite courses, not only in Mexico, but in the world. I think having partners like we had with the Salinas family, having experiences with some of the biggest leaders in Mexican business was wonderful. The golf was extraordinary. The market speaks for itself. You know, I think I've mentioned this before. Mexico is like a second home to me and my family. We vacation quite a bit and been from everywhere from Cancun to Tulum to Cozumel, and we've settled in Cabo the last decade or so. And we go there quite a bit. So it's a market that's absolutely wonderful, and the event was an absolute complete success.
What can we expect for next year?
Bigger crowds. You're going to expect bigger crowds. You know, we worked so hard to get that event up and running, and oftentimes in that first year of an event, you know, we were, you know, kind of just pushing the wheelbarrow up the hill, so to speak. And I feel like this second year is always when the big events take off, and I believe that the event in Mexico City will be kind of the event on the LIV calendar. And so I'm expecting crowds of 20, 25,000 a day. I'm expecting incredible partner support and another huge success.
How important is Latin America for LIV Golf, the Latin America market?
Well, you know, we have a unique position in golf. You know, we're the Formula One of golf. And so the good news is that every market in the world is an opportunity for us to grow and learn and hopefully bring the game and the stars of the game. And you know, we have Torquay is a team that I think is interesting in that they're South American and Latin American players. And I think Mexico in particular, with Carlos Ortiz and Abraham, you have two elite players who are wonderful ambassadors of the game, who play the part, look the part, are the part, and I think it's a market that we plan on being in for as long as LIV is around.
Talking about Carlos, the LIV players have had great success on majors. Bryson won last year. Joaquin had a great week on the PA Championship. Carlos and Tyrell. Do you think LIV players deserve more places on majors?
If you look, first off, we're just appreciative to have pathways. And so for the first time this year, the USGA through the US Open and the RNA through the Open Championship have provided kind of natural pathways for LIV players. And I believe that those pathways will continue to increase in terms of opportunities. They're also open. They're open championships. So our players have the opportunity to qualify for the Open that's coming up next week. We have 19 players playing. So 19 out of 54 is a pretty good number.
Wow.
And if you look at the performance we've had at the Masters in Augusta and then the PGA Championship and the US Open to date, our players are indexing really well. And so I think our strength of field is showing really strongly. Our stars are shining. And if you saw what Carlos did, he was right on the edge to winning that event. And I think we're very close. So I think we've gotten a fair shake. And I think that as we continue to show up in strength and numbers as we have, good things will happen.
How's been working in golf, coming from other sports?
I found golf refreshing. You know, first off, being part of a global sport and being able to travel the world is one of the great joys. I found the golf ecosystem to be so warm and welcoming, almost, you know, in a way that I felt like part of the family walking in day one. I feel like it's a sport of opportunity. I haven't, you know, I've worked in NBA, NHL, and the NFL, a little bit in the Premier League, and I haven't seen this much white space and opportunity in any of those sports. Part of that is because we're global, and the sport is still to be developed in a lot of these amazing emerging countries, and part of it is that, you know, we have some of the biggest stars, and part of it's that, you know, we have this incredible TV distribution in 125 countries, but I think it's been much better than I thought it was going to be.
Have you had the chance to connect with PE Tour CEO Brian Roloff? And if so, what can you describe the conversation?
Sure. Yes, we have talked. We've texted quite a bit. We've been friends for quite some time. But it's just introductory. Hello, hope you're doing well. How's everything going? You know, he hasn't even started officially yet. So, you know, it's just more, hello, welcome to golf. You're you're gonna make quite a difference here. He's an incredible ambassador for sport. He'll be a terrific partner as we grow the game of golf together. And I think it's good that we have him in the sport of golf.